just to show you guys the temperatures that we're seeing. 237 on the oil temps, oil pressure at 25, water temperature at 246. I don't know why it's all reading so high, so hopefully after this radiator change and oil cooler, let's see what the temperatures are. Go from there. Alright guys, so I got some new parts and I started unboxing it, but I started getting too excited, so I figured, you know what, let's make a quick video on it. Alright, so let's continue this unboxing. Alright, get it. So we started pulling this off and I was really impressed already, so I was like, you know, let me show all my YouTube fam how to do this one, because we are getting this car prepped to go to the track. As you can see in that video that I had before, it does get hot, so I'm going to see if replacing all this will make a difference and keeping the temperatures much cooler, and we'll go from there. So got those first two pieces out. Let's get this piece of styrofoam. First thing I already noticed. Oh, that was cool. Way bigger and nicer than the old one. Oh, there she is. Oh, Kitty Cat's interested too. So here, what are you doing? This looks like a new fun thing for me to plan. Go. Scoop the phone to the side. First initial reactions. This looks really good. Looks really solid. The welds look really nice on it. Definitely way better than the factory one. So hopefully we'll do a little comparison to see how much better the temps are driving around in traffic, doing canyon runs, and going to the track. See the difference this thing makes and cools it down. I also have an oil cooler, which I'll show you a little bit later. We'll get out there and we're going to do a full track prep. We have the radiator, oil cooler. I can't use my fingers. I'm not sure if you caught that. Radiator, oil cooler. I got those little rods. The ones that go through your front splitter, they go to your bumper. I'm going to install those, but I'm going to do something different with them. They're going to be hidden. Because we'll get to it when we get to that point. Then we also got the control arms. We got the new front control arms with the new bushings. And let's get prepped. Let's get this thing track prepped. But yeah, very happy. Hey. Well, you gotta fuck everything up. Play with this. Okay, we're distracted doing cat videos forever. Okay. So yes, this is what we're gonna do. And stay tuned. Please like, subscribe, hit that follow button. And we'll go from there. Alright guys, I don't know where my stand's at, so you have to deal with me just holding my phone for a little bit. But this is what we got going on today. Or this weekend. We're going to do the final track prep with this thing. What I think I need to do. I noticed that the temperatures get a little high in the video I just showed you guys. So finally got everything in. I was just going to start with the radiator, because temperatures were getting up to 250 is what my coolant temp was reading. I got the mounts in for the tuner, so all that stuff's nice and in now. That carbon fiber just looks so good. Okay, either way, back to track prepping. Here we go. So, we now have a nice big old SVE radiator, 3-core aluminum. We're going to go ahead and get installing that today. It always just looks so good. And then we're not just going to keep the coolant cold, nice and chilly. We're also going to work on oil as well. So I got this from Evil Energy. I've looked up a couple of reviews. Some people seem to have really good luck with it, and it seems to be working just fine. So we're going to go ahead and install that. I am going to rock this adapter right now. Eventually I will change it out to get one with a thermostat inside it. But for right now, with how hot these temperatures are getting, my oil temperatures were getting up to 250 cruising around in traffic. As soon as I'm driving, it drops back down to 220. So gotta do something about that because I don't want to be on the track. And even when I was going through the canyons as well, just kind of hanging out in the higher RPMs, I noticed that my oil was get up to like 240, 250, and even sometimes getting a little bit too close to 260. So we're gonna go ahead and install the Evil Energy oil cooler. Front control arms for Maximum Motorsports. So I think at this point everything is done except for the K member, which we'll get to that. But for right now, we're gonna rock these control arms. As you guys remember from one of my earlier videos, on the driver's side, one of the bushings is also looking like shit as well. And yeah, either way, can't go wrong with Maximum Motorsports. And then these little guys, those are for the splitter. Now you're wondering, like, wait, your splitter's not even that big. Why do you have those? Well, for support as well. I'm not trying to put a bunch of pressure on the splitter itself and on the bumper itself to cause more issues and cracks. So what I'm actually going to do, the way this car is set up and the way these bumpers are, I am going to take this little guy, I'm going to hide it back behind here, because underneath where the bumper is at, it's actually got a big gap that'll allow it to go right back there and then sit up right against the bumper. Not that you guys can see. You can see, kind of see where it's at. But either way, it's going to sit back here, be hidden behind. And it'll actually just kind of be like right here underneath the splitter, giving support up front, hidden behind so you don't see it as much, because I know the splitter things are cool. It's not really my kind of style. So I figured if I just get these and sneak it up, have it towards sitting in the back, you won't really see it as much, but it'll still do the job it needs to do, because the bumper is just, well, the main support, yeah, it's just right there, it's already on it. So we're going to do that. So that is now supporting the splitter, putting extra weight for the higher speeds. The oil cooler, how I'm actually going to mount this thing, which is great. I wouldn't recommend this on the regular GT bumpers, maybe the Cobra bumpers, especially like the 2000, 99, not 2000 because they already have an oil cooler, but the 99 through 2001, their Cobra bumpers might work. But for the Saleen, this works out really well with this big gap right here. So I can just run the oil cooler sitting right up behind this, and you can't really see it, which I kind of like. You'll see the hoses a little bit, but this thing's just going to sit up this way. Hold on, let me see if I can get a better angle for you guys. It's just going to sit up this way, mounted right there, right into where the ducts and stuff are at. Maybe bring some spacers down so I can bring it down. Yeah, that's going to be right in the path of some nice fresh cool air running through and keeping this thing nice and cold. So that's going to be the plan with this. And I guess really all that's left is to start getting to work. So let's do this. Let's do a little preview of, before we get into here, what it's going to look like before and what it's going to look like afterwards. As soon as I can find my hood latch. There we go. So much lighter than the stock hood. Thank you, True Fiber. Some Scarface, there we go. Okay, so yeah, this is the stock radiator. As you can see, a significant difference. Small, skinny, works great for just daily driving around, but when it comes to track stuff It's just not quite efficient enough. It's not flowing enough coolant through it, not getting enough heat out of it. So it's going to look awesome having that brand new radiator right there. Oil cooler, you probably won't see much, but you will see the AN line sticking out right there. It's going to look sweet and help out a lot. But yeah, this is what it's going to look like now, and we'll see what it looks like afterwards. So now that we are here, car's up in the air, let me show you guys what I meant about the oil cooler and why the airflow matters. If you guys know, you know. Okay, back to it. So the reason I was saying maybe not so much with the regular GT bumpers is airflow. You have to have airflow. So for this car, we have the big vents here, and then we also have the vents here. So when air's coming inside, it's just not circulating around, getting lost, doesn't know where to go, and next thing you know, your oil cooler is not really doing the job. But luckily with the Saleen bumpers, we have the vents, and then we have air to get out right here, so nothing just circulates and hangs out. So bringing it over, yeah. Oh look, there's already holes for right where I'm going to put the thingy things, splitter things. Okay, so as you can see, we have the vents right here. Oil cooler is just going to be straight mounted right now, just like that. And drill the holes out, put some nice fat bolts inside there, call it good. Run the lines down along here and then straight over to that, where I do have an additional oil cooler or a pressure thingy, and I don't know what the hell he has going on here, but he's doing a few other things. So either way, yeah, hopefully that'll work with my what I got going on. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see. Either way, yeah, figuring stuff out. So we're gonna get this mounted up right here, but we get the airflow that comes in through right here, and then can be able to exit out through over here, and just have more space to run through instead of it just getting hot and hanging out. So, all right, well, let's keep getting to work and see what we can figure out. Talk to you a bit. All right, guys, a little update so far. So we see a few less parts. Let me go ahead and show you where we are at and what I figured out. So the Evil Energy stuff so far, it looks pretty cool. It doesn't exactly work. I had to go back and order the Mishimoto one with a thermostat inside it, because that is an M22 bolt inside there, and the Evil Energies only come with an M20, so it's not quite big enough. And then went to American Muscle, searched around, still couldn't find the correct sandwich plate that was going to work to have my oil pressure and oil temperature sensor to be plugged in along with the AN lines. So yeah, unfortunately that part's not going to be done today, but the sandwich plate is on order. It's on its way. Shit, it is what it is. But let me show you this part, because at least the cooler looks cool. Really well mounted, nice and pretty freaking solid. You know, you got to give it the wiggle test. And then I got my splitter mounts that I told you guys. Put these up right here, so it's supported from behind. I didn't want it to be up front and seen. I wanted it to be behind, do what it's supposed to do, keep this nice and strong and solid, but I didn't want it to hang out. You know, that way I'm not putting more extra drag pulling down the bumper, because these things are already known for sagging. So hopefully it kind of helps prevent that a little bit. I think it looks pretty cool being the color that they are and tucked behind, so you have to look and see. So when you look underneath, you're like, oh, hey, yay, race car stuff. All right, so that's tackled so far. That's the tedious stuff. Let's do the radiator now. All right.
Why are you guys so sweaty? Well, we've already figured out how to do this. The beds match up perfectly. And here's the thing, it'll give us so much extra space in our room because you got TV. Please say yes. You think you need permission from us to build bunk beds? We're adults. You can do what you want. So I don't give a fuck. Get off me, zombie!
Alright guys, so that is going to finish it up for tonight. We will continue with the control arms for the rest of the weekend. But the radiator is in. Looks nice and a factory look, yet way beefier. It is not hard to get in, but it is tedious to get in. You do have some really tight hoses and lines down over here. Remember, you are going to have tabs in the way from where the fan sits to. That's going to sit in the way of the bracket for the ABS line. And then you have to go down below to make sure you pull off the bottom tabs of the fan to get them out and around the radiator, or you won't be able to push the fan all the way down to get your bolts connected in. But it is super simple. It's literally just this hose clamp. There's a bolt around the other C line right below it. You can't see. Get that hose clamp off. It just goes to your filler tank. I'm tired. I can't think anymore. Your expansion tank. That hose goes to your expansion tank, and then you have your lower radiator hose goes down there. It's really easy to install. Like I said, it's a little tedious. So yeah, we will continue tomorrow to get the rest of all this done, but it was looking pretty damn good. Alright, so I know this video is taking longer to come out than I expected it to, because things keep happening and you keep having to figure out more stuff. So this situation that ended up happening, I ordered the Evil Energy oil cooler kit. It doesn't work. It will not work. And they don't have the parts to make it work. So what happens is, this is the Evil Energy. It's a really nice little sandwich plate. Be able to plug in, call it good, and you know. Yeah, fantastic stuff. This is more for your imports, which is okay. It wouldn't work with the factory one because this little opening right here, this hole, it's just not quite big enough. And the reason I'm replacing this one, because one, it's a piece of shit and keeps leaking. It's a cheaper one. And two, it only has spots for sensors and not really anything for, you know, moving oil. So I had to go spend more money because, you know, race cars. And I had to buy the Mishimoto one. Mishimoto actually has exactly the one I need with the sensors on it. So this thing was kind of hard to find. Had to do some calling around looking. Called American Muscle, and they said, hey, we don't have that kit by itself, but here's the part number for it. So they were very nice, gave me the part number, so I really appreciate American Muscle for doing that. I found the right one, and then found out that the fittings that came on that didn't fit for this. So then I had to go and buy the damn fittings separately. So I know this video was supposed to come out 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, and now it's, you know, 5 weeks later. Finally got all these parts in, so now we're going to go ahead and get this thing installed, get these lines on there. And I'll make sure I get all the parts and all the numbers and everything down. This is the actual part number right here. And that's the fitting size. Oh, come on, clear up. Camera's probably dirty. So either way, that's the stuff. I'll make sure I put it inside the description below so you guys take a look at it. And then also, too, these fittings are separate. They don't come with it. But I got them all tightened up. Put the plumber's tape around them. So hopefully no leaky. It already comes with a really nice seal on the back. The reason I had to go with the Mishimoto one, because this piece right here is the only, they actually have one that's made for American cars. The one from Evil Energy is not made for American cars. So, alright guys, well, looks like it's time to get this thing installed. We'll finally be done with the oil cooler part. Radiator's in, got to top off the coolant. Still have the control arms to do. They have been, this side is being an absolute nightmare. So I have to get some more tools to try to figure out how to knock this side off. And then we got to notch it and all the other fun stuff. So, yeah. We're getting there, guys. We're getting there. Okay, so now we're powered on, we're running, checking everything. Temperature's getting up to where it's supposed to be. Of course, I need to check the oil. I'm pretty sure we're low. This is how I got it routed. Couldn't really find another way to run the hoses this way because the other sensor would hit, not work, and yeah, it was just kind of a fucking pain in the ass. So now I'm going to lower it down, top off the oil, top off the coolant. That part will be fine. And then we're gonna tackle the control arms. On the inside, I gotta notch them out and some other fun stuff, but this guy was being a pain in the ass. So yeah, we'll get back to that. But for now, we're just going to test this thing out, make sure it doesn't overheat and it runs nice and cool the way it's supposed to. And then get to the control arms. So yeah, keep them busy, keeping the track day build going, but everything's flowing oil. These are getting nice and hot. I mean, this is gonna be flowing and hopefully we'll stay nice and cool and stop getting super hot. All right, well, let's knock out these control arms, test out these, topping off these fluids, and we'll get back to it. But no leaks, so another thumbs up on that one. All right. Now that the car has been running and because now the car's been running and driving, not driving, but running, warmed up, fully operational. I want to show you guys the gauges from the earlier video when you saw when I was just sitting in traffic. So the car has been running for now about 30 minutes. And you remember this shit was hitting 240. We are now hovering around 212 to 220 just at idle. That gauge is just sitting at like 205, 204, 205, 204. That is a night and day difference because that shit was hitting 250, 260 when I was just sitting there running at idle. So this is absolutely a night and day difference. Car's running really good, nice, quiet, nothing's leaking. So the radiator is absolutely doing its job. Oil cooler is doing its job. So we are almost ready and committed for a full track day. So I like it. I'm pretty happy. Now the control arms, which, oh yeah, that was a nightmare, but it's okay. I have other ideas to get it to work. And yeah, we'll get to that next. All right, guys, we are back at it. It's finally been getting some progress here. Of course, favorite movie as always. We finally got the control arm to get loose. As in, it's loose. It's not on there. It just looks like it's on there. I ended up having to go and use the fork style tool that you hammer in place to get this control arm off. This guy. Because the other one just would not work at all. The pressing style, heated, everything, just not happening. So yeah, I was able to get this thing come inside here. Finally get the control arm to separate. So now we're gonna go ahead and take these bolts off. The front one obviously is gonna be a bit of a pain in the ass because the power steering rack is in the way. So we just gotta loosen those two power steering bolts up. Just enough to lift it up to slide the bolt out. We don't gotta get crazy with it. Then of course we have to do our notches on the inside. So let's go ahead and get those notches going, get these bolts out, other way around. And yeah, we'll get back to you shortly. All right, guys, so we are now off with the old, going in with the new. You see the total size comparison, difference, and weight, everything. Totally different setup. Geometry should be way better, and handle outstanding. So now we got to go inside and we got to make some notches. So we have some clearances going on. So let's go ahead and pull out the little grinder. I have a little carbide bit that should be able to cut through it pretty quickly. But we got to make notches right here so we can clear that arm out. I'm going to recheck the Maximum Motorsport specs before I get too crazy and jump into it to verify. But yeah, we just got to cut out right here a little bit so we have some clearance and we're good to go. So let's get to it. All right, guys, we are finally almost getting done. We got the one side, so let's show you all the difference. The main reason why I really wanted to replace this is these bushings are shot. They are done. And then ball joint's not ball jointing. So if you guys saw one of my previous videos, and I was like, oh yeah, putting all the brakes and fun stuff back together, I'll replace the control arms eventually when I do the whole K-member. Well, I'm just doing the control arms right now because I don't have an extra $1,000 to do a K-member. So I'll show you what it looks like prior to. So what you have to take off and everything. Obviously, the whole control arm, I was able to just kind of swing this bolt out. It wasn't easy, kind of a pain in the ass, but it's more of an experience, take your time kind of thing to get this bolt out with completely loosening up the power steering rack and just working with it to get that bolt out. And I'm like twisting the control arm all the way crazy sideways and then just wiggle, 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 and eventually got it out. You see everything's all taken apart now. So now I just got to make the cut that's from the center of the hole, there, from the center of the hole, 1.25 inches from the center of the hole out. You're basically just going around. Sorry, lighting, work with me. Okay, you're just going around 1.25 inches from that hole on both sides. That's all you got to do. It is some grinding and cutting. I just got to cut off wheels, some cheap stuff from Harbor Freight, and make it work, and then cleaned it up afterwards. But so now get all that cut. Once it's all done, it ends up looking like this. When it's all said and done, MM equipped. Yeah, this looks a lot better. I'm way more happy with these control arms. Can't wait to finally test this car out. Probably not this weekend, but next weekend. So I'm going to post this video up prior to, with everything pretty much done. I have one more fitting coming in because I'm not exactly happy with the oil cooler lines. Fitting should be in tomorrow, but everything is in, everything is torqued. This is what it ends up looking like when you're said and done. So this is pretty sweet. I'm pretty excited about it. So yeah, let me knock out this other side. We'll get it on the ground. You already see too, even just setting it up, like most Mustang stuff, wheels are back a little bit. Just doesn't quite have the right look. But now with these control arms in, they're not the extended out, they're just the up 1 inch. That's it. I didn't want to get the out 1 inch, up 1 inch, especially because I already have problems with that wheel space and the wheel sticking out. It just makes everything look all funky. So this is what we're doing. We're almost fully ready for track. A couple autocross events. I really want to hit the Big Bear one this weekend, but you know, you got to make your wife happy. That's the most important thing. Remember, boys, happy wife, happy life. So now we're gonna get this side all done, taken care of, put back together. I don't know if you guys can see it from the picture. You're not gonna be able to see it at all because everything's all wonky and loose. But this thing will be more up, a lot more centered. I can't wait to get that done. So yeah, let's go ahead and start grinding, cutting that off. Take another video. Ooh, mosquito. I'll take another video of what this looks like as soon as I'm done. And guys, track day prep is just about there, almost there. Sorry the video took so long. I know I've done like 5 or 6 bleep lops about, hey, it's coming available, it's going to happen soon. Yeah, it was just trying to get that thing off. I had these presses before, the ball joint popper presser thingy majiggers, these guys, that guy. Both of them, as you can see, they bent out. They gave up at life. They said they hate me, and I was like, fine. Well, I'm not happy with you either. So I went, and this is, oh, see, this is the disc pad I use to clean everything up. But I went and got these guys from Harbor Freight, $40. $40, and it made the job so much easier. Or you just get the 1 1/8. This guy. This is the exact one I used. Pop it in place, hammer it out, pop them right off. Nice fat sledge, that guy, and it made everything all done. So now good tool to have. Harbor Freight, 40 bucks. Nailed it. So, all right, guys, let me finish getting this all done, back together. That way I only have to lift the car one more time. And I can just enjoy the car, because we want to enjoy our cars. But let me show you all real quick the problem that bugs me. So I picked up this AN45. This one doesn't work because, of course, I have the evil energy, and you have to get the evil energy stuff. This side fits perfect, the 10AN, but I don't feel like cutting out a new hose. You know, no need to. No need to. This guy was 35 bucks. I'll be returning it tomorrow. When the new direct fit for what I'm going for is only $12, something like that. So, just slide on my creeper here. And you can see, so when the car is down, this guy, the sway bar, goes down this way. Okay, so it's fine when it's lifted up because it's barely touching. But when it's sitting down, it actually ends up pushing on this hose, and I'm not quite a big fan of it because it kind of kinked it right here. So what I'm going to do now is I got a 45 degree coming in, so to come inside, go 45 down, and then it'll just be a lot cleaner, flusher finish. That way I don't have to worry about this line kinking. I'm pretty sure it's still flowing just fine, but I just want a cleaner setup going on, a lot more smoother hose happening. So I think that's going to be the best bet. That should be in tomorrow. Thank you, Amazon. Because I just want everything about this to just flow, and we'll go from there. All right, let me cut this out. I'll show you a picture of what it looks like. So this is before, and I'll show you after. All right, guys, this is what the finished cut ends up looking like. Nice and clean, you know, just going straight across and grinded it down, made it look nice and smooth. So now we're gonna hit it with some black paint. And yeah, that's it. We're ready to reassemble everything back up, go from there, and yeah, so here we go. All right, guys, it is all done, back on the ground. Finally. It does sit very nicely, a little bit farther forward than it's supposed to. I have to get an alignment done. I can see that the wheel is slightly to the right and the wheel is slightly to the left, so you gotta do an alignment. So thank you guys very much. Sorry it took so long to get this video up and going. I'm gonna back this thing up, clean up my mess, a couple other things to fix and adjust, and we will do a little drive around up in the mountain cruise, photo shoot, video, drive along vlog thing, whatever, soon. And yeah, thank you guys for following along. Talk to you soon.